numbers are just melting down. He's only down to 6 now, and corruption as well.
He's going all the way through there, and the ground force just melts. That engagement was disastrous there for Nama. That's pretty much it. Nama is down a point supply. GG, ladies and gentlemen. What a ridiculous game that was.
Welcome everybody to the finals, and it is time, Mr. Tilo. We had some epic music there, ready for this final battle between nemesis, rivals, friends, lovers.
I would not go that far.
Versus Grubby. It is time. It is a best of 5. We've moved up the format now for the grand finals. I hope you guys are excited and pumped for this, because I certainly am. The first map of this final. No, before we even get into that first map, Stephano versus Grubby. Why are they rivals? Tilo, would you please enlighten me?
Well, basically, they have met many times before in tournaments. For example, Battle in Berlin. I think they played there.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty sure. And Stephano always came out victorious against Grubby in various tournaments. And I think they already know each other from Warcraft 3 times too. But then Grubby was probably the master.
Yeah, for the background story on Warcraft 3 as well, is that Stephano was a very young player back then. Very, very young. And he was always looking up to Grubby. And Grubby, being the man he is, always gave Stephano practice. And they literally played game after game, and the percentage won by Stephano was literally like 5%, like lower. You know, against Grubby, it's Grubby, right? In Warcraft 3, he's like the best. And the tables turned when StarCraft 2 came out. And the nice thing about it is that when Grubby came into StarCraft 2 under an alias before he started playing correctly, Stephano did the same for Grubby. And Stephano was the one winning 95% of the games, and still has maintained his tournament record against Grubby as well, where he's literally... Grubby hasn't beaten Stephano. It's as simple as that. It's that down to it. Obviously, we have to thank Scan before we do go into the final. So at Scan Computers, go tell them on Twitter that this tournament is awesome. Use the power of esports that we are together as one to go tell them. And we get more power into the rest of our esports for the rest of the year. So I'd appreciate that, guys.
For the millennium.
For not just this year, but the next millennium as well. Esports is the future. You guys are making it, so thank you guys as well in the crowd. I can hear you screaming in the crowds. I can hear it underneath my headset. Thank you for obviously running and listening and watching the ads, of course, because that obviously helps us as well. So let's go ahead and get into the introduction of both these players. It looks like they are both ready, Mr. Tilo. It looks like the first map also is a map that is recently into the GSL, brought by the community into the GSL, which is it the first GSL community map? Am I correct?
Might very well be.
I think I am correct on that.
We would have to ask Atosis for that. You would know.
I think it is. And it's time.
It's time.
Cloud Kingdom.
Push the button.
Let's do it, man. They're like, don't say ready when you're not ready. I'm like, I'm sorry. All right, let's go. First game is underway, guys. Stephano versus Grubby. This is going to be an epic, epic series. Cloud Kingdom is the first map. And to be honest, I actually haven't seen that much of this map. I've seen it in some GSL games, but not a large sample size.
I like it.
From what I saw, the natural is a very little tucked-in natural, but that's all I've seen, man. And there's a flying shark in the middle of the map. That's all I know.
Oh, I know, that's so awesome.
And I don't know where it is, but I'm sure we'll encounter it later on.
Wait, is it actually on this map?
Yeah, it is. It is. All right.
I love those.
In the top right, spawning as the green Protoss, we have Grubby from Team Grubby here, fighting for the first place trophy, virtual trophy, and the money. And of course, in the bottom left, we have Millennium Stephano. Will he be able to roll over Grubby once again, or will Grubby finally get over that barrier, over that wall of consistently losing to Stephano? And to be honest, better time than ever is right now in this tournament, Dario. Right now, right here.
Yes, I mean, now is always better than later. Later is better than never, though. That was stupid. Looks like everything looks normal. Grubby is going out after the pylon. He's gonna of course, block the expansion, and Stephano is not even going to try to get it.
Just make sure there's no echo. Sorry, continue.
He will just go for a 13 pool. Yeah. 14 pool, actually. Pretty standard.
Alright, so this map, Cloud Kingdom, a lot of people may not be active with the GSL and watch it regularly. Let's have a look at the map before, obviously, as they develop their builds right now.
Yes,
we see
everything is going to be standard
14 Forge. Just have a look at the map, first of all. So there's a nice little tucked-in natural, double gas. The third base for Zerg, I guess, is going to be this one here, of course. The thing is, though, does it get harder? From my vision right now, looking over the map, it seems that it may get harder for Stephano the longer the game goes on because of the lack of faraway expansions there may be. Because if you think about Grubby's natural expansion and then his third base, of course, to the left, his fourth base is basically in the middle of the map. Yes. Am I wrong, or is that what it looks like here?
I mean, it always goes two ways. If you look at Tal'Darim from a very amateur perspective, you think, wow, this is a Zerg map. It's huge.
Yeah.
However, a reasonably small-sized map can very well be in favor for Zerg if it's not that small that you will just die in mid-game.
Yeah.
Because Brood Lords, Ultralisk, everything you're going to have in late game is Zerg. It's slow and immobile. It shifts completely around. And in the beginning of the game, you have Lings and Roaches and Mutas, and you're really fast on the map. But in late game, you really just want to have Brood Lords and Corruptors and stuff. And it's slow, and you want to have one central strong army. So even though it will be hard in mid game, in the very late game, you really want not to have a huge map as a Zerg player.
Yeah. And just thinking about, the way Stephano plays, like we talked about, he's very, very aggressive mid-game, and it can also be very passive late-game too, and very intelligent player here from Grubby. Goes in at the right time, that third base would have gone down and prevents it. And he knows that if Stephano doesn't take gas, he will be planting that down anywhere between, like 4 minutes to 4 minutes 30 seconds, and plants it down immediately. Cancels it, and it's so annoying.
Oh,
and
even
does it
gets
again.
it again. Yeah, beautiful.
So annoying by Grubby. Excellent opening from Grubby here. And what I was saying was, the probe will go down, but what I was saying is that maybe it looks kind of difficult to hold a third base here as a Protoss player. Not just holding the third base, but also holding your natural. Once these rocks go down, there's a big opening there. I guess you can start to wall in a little bit more, but that you can get trapped, and there's 3 pathways, by the looks of it, to the third base of a Protoss player. And Stephano's aggressive style may, and that actually may be his strategy, to do something along those lines. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. You can play around with Protoss here, because you have 3 attack angles, basically that ramp at the natural, then if you scroll up, you have another ramp at the third base, and then like that little pathway there. So you can flank from 3 sides. It's going to be hard to be good with force fields, and your energy is going to run low. But I still think if you have some good building placement, it's not going to be the biggest kind of problem. Like, you can force...
I guess you can wall off like this.
Yeah.
Like, I'll draw it on the map for you guys like this. Or, well, maybe, I guess, like, it's kind of a big wall. It's like 4
I think you should rather,
maybe?
like, wall at the ramp.
Wall at the ramp and then keep that open on the left?
Yeah.
And then where would you expand then? I mean,
you don't need to fully...
Okay. And then wall and then... Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's have a look at this game now then. So currently 10 Lings out on the map, denying the Zealot. And the Grubby's basically just poking around, seeing what he can see. And a Ro2 actually goes down.
Oh my god, the Stalker gets surrounded.
Yeah. Slow Lings, Stalker. And look at that though. Slow Lings, no speed upgrade, yet a Ro2 is down. Are we going to be seeing... really fast, only Roach play from Stephano?
Layers coming up.
Is he just going to go, all right, I'm going to get a Roach Warren, I'm going to get a Evolution Chamber, I'm going to get +1, I'm going to go only Roach. That may be
He's getting speed now, but I think you have a very good point, and as you were pointing out earlier, the third base is vulnerable to attacks. The natural is going to be under attack if Zerg chooses to do it, though. So... look at the drones. He droned out like crazy. He didn't get that many Lings out at the beginning. He only has 2 Lings at the moment.
Grubby's expecting a third base here, is he?
Well, I think he's just throwing down pylons.
Well, he's got 5 gateways. He's moving out with units as well. I mean, I guess he's taking double gas now, so it's like not like staying on it. He actually has made a mistake and got a warp gate. Okay, he's done it now, but Is he really expecting the base maybe to be up there? I mean, this kind of seems a little bit backwards, right?
Maybe because he blocked the pylon twice, but he's going down there with his
okay. I guess that's a 4th place, you know, worrying about 4th base or something. But the waypoints of the Zealots are to the natural, so
I think he just wants to do a multi-pronged attack, but I don't think it's going to work out that well.
I mean, there's 20 Lings in production, there's 8 Roaches already out, which are going to shut down on the 3rd base, and in come the 4 Zealots to the natural. Roach is already waiting, man. Stephano is already, you know, on top of the game. Yeah. He's already building drones now, realizing that, all right, man, I've got 22 Lings and 8 Roaches. That's actually more than enough to deal with what you're trying to do to me right now. And now Grubby is actually going to plan B, which is go to robotics bay, robotics facility. There it is, man. It's like a plastic one. It's weird. The Lings and everything gets shut down. So Grubby's plan A in this game didn't work, and he's a little bit behind because of it now, because he invested money in that. And of course,
that was a weird opening by Grubby there, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know what he was trying to really do there, but it didn't work. I mean, of course he tried to do something, but at the same time now, Stephano's at 70 drones versus 47 probes. More drones are popping out as well. He's actually going to go up to like 77 drones immediately. 2 evolution chambers, an infestation pit, and a 4th base.
Yes, 4th base. Creep spread looks. Creep spread looks good. Yeah, it's 10 minutes. He's at 110 supply. I mean, Stephano really didn't make any links at the beginning, and he even killed a Stalker with slow links, which should never happen.
I mean,
Stephano is so good at exploiting a single small advantage like that, and turning one dead Stalker into like 20 drones.
Yeah, man. This is where Turbulence hits hard for Grubby, like really hard, because he's looking to push out with a Warp Prism, doing some harassment while trying to take a 3rd base.
Yeah.
Of course, Warp Prism and units inside are taking away units from the ground. And now as he's trying to establish the base, he's actually having to build the pylon on the higher ground, very similar to the scenario we saw on Shakur's Plateau earlier. So he can build immediately down onto that 3rd base. Oh man, this Turbulence is going to go hard, because where is that Warp Prism? It's now on the south side. It has an Immortal and 2 Zealots. It's an interesting choice for the Immortal, actually. I mean,
I think
what's he looking to hit here?
Maybe he wants to try to kill an unfinished hatchery, but he will not find any of that. Grubby now planting down another pylon at the low ground at the expansion.
He's also getting the Warp Prism speed. He's trying to still take that 3rd base slowly.
Maybe he wants to take out some tech building.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the kind of thought process about it, but look at this. He's everywhere. Stephano is literally everywhere. There's Spine Crawlers, there's Roaches, there's Infestors about to pop as well, and there comes the Immortal down. And oh my god, there's 2 Infestors about to pop on that base, Mr. Dario. He's gonna Fungal Growth.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's still no, he goes back in, and there's the Fungal Growth. Where is it? Okay, there it is, and there's the Queen too. A second Fungal Growth will hold that in position, and the Queen, man. That is so unfortunate for Grubby, and the trend continues, man. He's having difficulty versus Stephano.
Yeah.
The 3rd base is trying to go up now as well, and guess what? Stephano is taking a 5th base. Stephano can mine gas from his 4th base now. He's building 14 drones. I do not understand that. That probably means a lot of Spine Crawlers are coming down as he throws down the double Spire. Will want to go up to his Broodlord Infestor combination very shortly, as the Hive will be started also, because he just has so much money. And Grubby's pushing out with such a petite little army, because look at it. It's pathetic.
It's nothing.
Because it's been doing so much throughout the game and nothing has worked.
Yeah, not a single blow dealt by Grubby was not repelled immediately by Stephano and even countered. I mean, he doesn't even have thermal lens on that Colossus. He's trying to fight a Spine Crawler.
He's placing 3 cannons down because, well, 2 cannons down because he knows the threat of course, that 3rd base. Really good position of Grubby to take a fight in, but without thermal lance, of course, the Colossus is in danger. That pylon on the left-hand side may actually become useless because become useful because it will be able to take down that 4th base. Stephano's way out of position. Zealots, let's have a look at the upgrades of the army. It's currently at 1-1. It may take quite a few Zealots to bring that down, actually, looking at the creep spread and you know, the flexible and the mobility that Stephano has right now. But 5 Corruptors on the way. The Hive has now begun. And the 3rd base is from Grubby up, but he's only at 63 probes. To me, that feels small at 15 minutes.
Yes, it is very small, indeed. And, I mean, the army of Grubby, it's just not impressive at all. It could never have been a single fight, and even... I mean, look at that amount of Spine Crawlers. And now Zealots are being warped in, but they're repelled by the Roaches again.
Yeah.
Broodlords are coming in a minute. Kratos Fire is gonna be.
There's no blink.
There's no blink.
There's no. He's throwing down a second robotics facility.
There's
Good
no
force fields, but in terms of trading at this time, even if you win a successful trade, you at this stage when you're so low in economy compared to your opponents, you have to trade at an incredible rate.
Yes.
Like really high.
I mean, look at the money of Stephano.
Yeah. 2,400 gas. Broodlords are coming shortly. He's made 56 lings, which no doubt are just going to be to crush this army in the middle any second now. He will just crush this army and then probably morph the Broodlords after. And you should use the Corruptors to get rid of the Colossus. You know, he doesn't really need Broodlords right now. But, you know, he's going to pick off that pylon as well, which he does know about. This third base is definitely under threat, and Lings are running around, actually, so he could do a bit, but there are Zealots being warped in to defend that third base, but overall, you know, Stephano is just controlling the game so well, and what we said Grubby was doing so well against his previous opponents was he was controlling the game, but it is definitely table's turn right now.
Yes, look at that amount of spine crawlers. I really like that in Stephano's play, just relying on a lot of spine crawlers and infestors, because Colossus take a lot of time actually to take out spine crawlers, so
yeah,
they're the only unit except carriers with enough range to. Oh my god!
And with this amount of money and the amount of lava he has,
he lost just 2 Colossus in the middle.
Grubby is in such an awful place. He's trying to take a fourth base. Actually builds the Nexus before the pylon, which is interesting. I mean, usually when you build Nexus pylon straight away and have that finish, you can kind of defend it, but I guess that doesn't matter when you have Stephano knocking on your third base door.
This is gonna get ugly. Stephano can just warp in.
I don't even know.
Warp in for Zerg. He can just morph in a ton of Broodlords. Spire is almost done, and as soon as those Broodlords are ready to go, I don't see anything stopping them.
Oh man, this is, like I said, this is getting ugly. This is getting rough. There's Lings on the fourth base as well.
Stephano spread out units everywhere, scouts all bases, takes out all proxy pylons.
It's just a different level at the moment, the way that Grubby's playing. Stephano's just ahead of him in everything. Yeah. In every regard, Stephano is walking over Grubby in this game. Grubby's trying to establish a fourth base, and Grubby is somebody that I do appreciate is, I will never die. I will never surrender. I will never give up. I love that attitude of his, because it is so... It's so important to have.
Yes.
So even going down and losing little skirmishes in the middle of the map, he still picks himself up and continues. He knows he's behind. We're saying to everybody he's behind, yet he still continues so thoroughly to keep up and stay in the game. He's trying to get this fourth base up, and even though he knows Broodlords are a threat soon, what is he going to do to combat that so far? I mean, he doesn't have Blink, which is I don't know how he's even going to reach the Broodlords if they get morphed without Blink. I mean, he's going to have a lot of Storm available. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. There's, you know, how many High Templar is that in total? It's 9? Yeah, 8. 8 High Templar. That's a lot of Storm.
That's a lot of Storm indeed.
They're going to have like 2 each as well, very, very shortly.
The thing though is you can damage Broodlords a lot with Storms, but you usually need the Stalkers to finish them up, and it's so weird. He's getting a Fleet Beacon now.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a mothership, but that's gonna take a while. And
Archons. Okay, so
I don't agree with him getting Archons.
Well, he's basically going for the the Archon toilet.
Yeah, but
that's what he's trying to do. But
I think it was not time yet to make those Archons. They had a lot of energy.
Oh right, yeah, absolutely. And oh man, this is so ugly. Even though it's like not so far away in supply difference, and you look at the small picture, it's like, well, it's not too bad for Grubby right now. No, it's actually really bad. The Zealots do come in, but Spines, man.
Yeah,
look at that.
Everywhere. Zealots are pretty good though with high upgrades.
Nice little force fields of their own, as you could say. The infested Terrans do prevent units walking through them, as they do a considerable amount of damage, even at 0. The DPS of them is incredibly high. Back behind Broodlords, and that's a lot of Broodlords. That's a lot of Infestors, Mr. Dario. The only thing Grubby can do, and if he wants to win, it has to be the Mothership, Archon Toilet. He cannot engage now. If he engages now, just say goodbye. He has to sit back and defend. He has to hold on. The Mothership is fine. It doesn't matter about his fourth base. If he can wipe out every single Broodlord...
He actually lost the fifth base to the Zealots too.
Oh, I didn't expect that to happen.
No.
I thought the Spines were just going to clean that up. But that's actually kind of good for Grubby. So if he just sits back now, he's getting Blink right at the last time. If he can just manage to not lose his army to Infestors... Good feedbacks, but at the same time, this is not the place to fight. He needs the mothership, and Stephano is not letting him go anywhere. He's grabbed the entire of the army, and there's just nothing left to blink under these Brood Lords. There's way too many. Corruptors go down. What do we have? Let's have a look at the unit tab. 14 Stalkers, obviously just been warped in, but in that army right now, there's nothing to deal with that.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is really rough, and I love Infested Terrans underneath the Brood Lords to prevent the Stalkers from blinking right on top. The reinforcements, 11 more Infestors.
Now they got Blink.
Yeah.
At the 23-minute mark, it's a little bit late.
Here comes the Mutterschgif. The Mutterschgif is coming into play, but it's a little bit too late, Mr. Wunsch. It's a little bit too late. And how many Corruptors? He actually doesn't have any Corruptors, so it's going to help out for now, but the third base is gone, the fourth base is gone. This hidden expo has been scouted by a drone wanting to build a hatchery there. Blink Stalkers are going to get a lot of damage done here, but the money for Stephano is so high.
It's so high, and Stephano, I mean, even if he's going to lose every single Brood Lord here, which is not going to happen.
Oh man, that's the fun of though.
You can just take out the mothership with Infested Terrans and Fungal.
Here they come. Let's have a look at the mothership health. Zipping down. The shields are now gone. Down comes the health. 50%. They're actually running out of Infested Terrans, but it doesn't matter. Grubby calls GG, and the first game of this best of 5 series goes over to the French player for Team Millennium, Stephano.
That was quite brutal, really.
That was brutal.
I expected a closer match here.
That was very brutal. There were so many little maneuvers that Grubby tried to pull in, which just simply didn't work.
Yes.
Just didn't
he
work,
just did 0 damage. He didn't even kill a single drone with his attacks, really, at the beginning. And if you're behind against Stephano in the beginning, as Protoss, which is not necessarily the comeback race.
You kiss that game goodbye, unless you're Grubby, who tries to never give up.
Yeah, he made a good effort out of it, but just wasn't enough.
Alright guys, we're going to go to a very quick commercial break, and then we'll be back to bring you game number 2 between Grubby and Stephano.